What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. It's NBA Talk with Jay. We're going early. It's Easter Sunday, man. We know people headed out there to church. We're just trying to get some cash real quick. Shark, I'm still pissed from yesterday. I'll be honest. I mean, we don't come on here to talk about the wins or the losses, but I am not in a good mood, my guy. But ready to get some cash with you today. Happy to see you. Hope you're doing well. And I like the hat you did. What's up with you, Shark?
Absolutely taking a breath. And as you mentioned yesterday, not the prettiest of cards. And just a preemptive comment before we get into today's card. The NBA playoffs are not the regular season. And Jay and I were talking about this last night off the record. We almost have to throw out the regular season because these teams coast so much in the regular season. You're almost looking at a completely different sport. So we're getting into the numbers and the narratives. It is Sunday. Happy Easter to those who celebrate. If you don't celebrate, happy Sunday, an opportunity to dominate. Jay, let's get into it. 4-game slate, 1 o'clock, the beginning. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get into it, man. Bounce back Jay is engaged, my guys. We definitely got to bounce back. Let's go over here to the streets of Miami here. First game up, my guys. We got the Heat here, laying 7 versus the Hawks. This is going to be a tough one, right, Shark? Obviously, you got the Hawks here. They play well. The teams have been playing well. The ones that are coming back from that are better in basketball form, as opposed to the team that's been off for a week, right, Shark? What you looking at in this game?
Yeah, we're taking 2 plays. We're taking early Hawks +2 first quarter, first half +4. A lot of reasoning here. And of course, as I just said, you have to disregard the regular season. So what are we doing? We're looking at teams that have played in the playoffs before. I think the problem yesterday with the Memphis cap, and I will reference that, Memphis had never played in this position. Minnesota hadn't been in the playoffs in years. These teams have. So we have actual data to look at. And you go back to last year, Atlanta was just an absolute juggernaut early in the first game in series on Sunday specifically. They did lose at Milwaukee in the third round on a Wednesday night, but I take you back to the first round at New York. First quarter, cover. First half, cover. Second round in Philly on a Sunday afternoon. First quarter cover, second quarter cover. And you look at Miami, obviously, as you just mentioned, off a week layoff. Mm-hmm. I don't care who you are. This is just disruptive to your flow. It's a funky start time. You get Atlanta coming in here off of a lackluster first quarter, first half at Cleveland, which I also like as a bounce back effect there. One final point. We will talk about this regular season. Earlier on this year in February, a very specific Sunday matinee calendar spot at Boston. Atlanta did come out with a good first quarter and first half and melt the game late. Top 2 plays in the early card here. First quarter +2 and first half +4. J Money, Sunday morning. Talk to me.
Yeah, I can't talk you off this one, bro. I like the looks. The Hawks are obviously should be in better form to start the game as well. What did they do last time when I were on the Hawks? They played them close in their first quarter and the first. I believe they covered the first half. So, and obviously the Heat just took off on them in the second half. I know that those are a little bit different circumstances, but I think this is a few too many points. I love the Heat. I think they're coming out of the East, but as far as this first game, like you alluded to, Shark, the teams that have come in from the play-in tournaments, especially the ones that had to win 2 games, they're in better form. It's almost the exact same situation of the Timberwolves, not the Timberwolves, but it would be the Pelicans tonight. But still, you guys get what I'm saying. Hawks had to win 2 games just to get here. They've only had a couple of days off. You see what I'm saying? The Heat have had, over 7 days off. Just basketball-wise, you're in better form when you've played the more recent game here. So the Hawks getting the points, definitely see them having a better game to start this game, Shark, first quarter, first half. If you like in the Heat, probably it's going to be more full game once they get their legs under them. Bam Adebayo is going to play for those guys as well. So be interested to see what happens. I definitely love the looks with the Hawks early in this one, Shark. We're cashing today. We're going undefeated, guys, just to let you guys know. Let's get to it, man. Let's go over here to the streets of Boston here, Shark. We got the Celtics here laying 4 points versus the Nets, man. This is going to be a huge series. The Nets actually open up as the favorites to win the series. The Bucks they're really giving the Nets a lot of credit, right? Even as the 7 seed here, Shark. They're even with this this line here, the Celtics laying 4, this is a pretty low line. They're telling you that, hey, this might be a tough series, might go all the way to 7 games. How are we looking at this first one up, my brother?
Yeah, this is tough. This is a really tough game to cap for me. Obviously, we talked about this going through the regular season. Brooklyn had different rosters all 4 games when they played Boston. Early season, they did cover in Boston as a significant underdog, plus 5.5 outright win. They came back twice at Barclays, again, with totally different roster groups, and got absolutely blown out by Boston twice on very inflated figures, I believe 9 and 7 respectively. The one game we can hone in here to reference this game is recent history, a very similar environment, a weekend matinee where Boston did lay, I believe it opened 3.5, got steamed to 4, 4.5, and eventually ended up at 6. And that game ended up 126 to 120, a push on the final number. I do think this is razor sharp here today. As you said, in terms of the series, predicting who's going to win this series, this is one of the hardest ones to predict because, again, we don't really know Brooklyn's quality, having moved so many guys in and out of the roster all year. We also just don't know how good Kevin Durant can really turn it up here. And, of course, Kyrie Irving, one of, if not the most gifted offensive off-the-dribble basketball players in NBA history. And taking it to the Boston side here, Boston, again, great regular season, back-end 40 games, but the question we asked with Memphis yesterday, they proved us they could not do it. Is Boston, Jay, with a young group and young core, ready to be a top seed laying points? I don't know. I don't have a good angle on this game.
Yeah, this is a tough one here, man. My dog's running around crazy down there, but this is a tough one for me, bro, because I can see it going either way. We know that the Nets, let's just put it this way. I kind of somewhat even though it flipped pretty quick, I understand why the Nets were the favorite. And guys, they might get Ben Simmons back. Obviously, KD is he's probably one of the most unstoppable, like just one offensive player as far as shooting, getting his own shot. And you can't defend the shot, especially the fadeaway. His release is too high. So him and Kyrie together, you got guys like Bruce Brown starting to play a lot better. They got drunk. I still think that was a great trade by them getting Seth Curry and Drummond over there. It gives them an actual big. That's what they were lacking all year. They may even get Ben Simmons back here to get by game 3, game 4. So that's why the series is such a toss for me. I mean, they'll get a really good defensive point guard out there. But as far as this game, I agree with you, Shar. Do we want to trust the Celtics here in this game 1, where the Celtics have kind of been all year, where they need to kind of get smacked up first for them to come out like, all right, come on, let's ball here. So the motivation would be on the Nets here to come in here and try to steal game 1 for me. I don't even have a lean on this game, but with this being such a low line for the Celtics, that tells me that the books they know that the Nets have a chance to win one of these games outright over here in Boston, my guys. So this is definitely one that I will not be forcing to play on, my guys. We'd like something a little bit better. And another one's getting Shark, no one's going to like this shit, but I can tell you this shit right now. Let's go over here to the streets of Milwaukee, man. We got the Bucks. Shark kind of teased them with the hat on. We got the Bucks here laying 10.5, right? Shark, the team has smacked up the Bulls every time this year. What are we seeing? The teams that's 4-0 versus teams in the regular season, that first game of the playoff series, things tend to flip a little bit, guys. I don't think it'll be that easy with the Bucks today, Shark. What are we doing? Are we laying double digits in the playoffs?
No, we are not. And we are finding ourselves here on a suddenly not so casual Sharp Sunday, Easter Sunday. I'll say it again. Happy Easter to those who celebrate and those who don't. An opportunity to dominate exists. The buy hat is engaged. The camo hat is engaged. Maybe a little foreshadowing to a team coming out of nowhere to cover a game here. You do look at what's going on through this matchup this year. Of course, we do have Milwaukee highly graded to win the series by 2.5 games. That does not mean they're going to necessarily cover a double-digit spread in game 1, 2 entirely separate environments. And you have to go through the games this year. I'd bring you back to the first one, which is the most applicable and a very similar line number. Milwaukee did lay 11 points at home in the first matchup of the year and win a real tight one, 94-90. Then they came back, another tight one in Chicago, 118, 112, and a 5.5. And then the later 2 matchups were both complete blowouts. Chicago has shown signs of being horrendous at the back end of the season. But what else is horrendous? Budenholzer's Bucks in game 1 of a series. They're 0-6 against the spread last 6, dating back to the bubble 2 years ago, an outright loss in game 1 to Orlando, who was really, really low at that point in time. And then take it back to last year, Game 1 against Miami to open the playoffs on a weekend, 109-107 in overtime. Very unimpressive stuff. On the road at Brooklyn, an outright loss. Came back in the ECF against Atlanta. Atlanta got them 116-113 outright win. And then in the finals, they also got blown out 118-105 in Game 1 in Phoenix. It's just not where they come out. It's psychological. They know they're going deep in the playoffs. Game 1, they come out with the mentality, we want to feel out the opponent. Even though they've beaten this team 16 out of 17, they know them well theoretically. This is a different group in the playoffs. They've never played DeMar DeRozan and these boys in the playoffs. The Bulls are going to bring a different energy, a different scheme. Bucks, knowing this, are going to play to learn, not to utterly dominate. And then they come back Game 2, and that will be a Bucks spot. Official play here, plus 10.5. J Money alignment, I believe.
I like the look, Sharp, because look, you look at it psychologically on the other side as well. So let's go to the Bucks side. Psychologically, we've beat this team 4 times already this year. It's going to be easy. Like you said as well, feeling out process. This is Game 1. The Bucks know that they likely have aspirations to go to the championship as well. Why do you need to go balls to the wall here? Like you say, you just want to feel them out. Now you can take it on the other side of the Bulls here. You've gotten your ass kicked 4 times so far this year versus them. You see what I'm saying? Well, other than the first game where they didn't have Levine, they only lost by 4 up there in Milwaukee. And I kind of translate this game as a corollary to that one as well, guys. I feel like that the Bulls still lose this game, but can keep it within 4 or 5 points, my guys. Let's just say that I've been having a conversation with my unborn daughter, and she says that the Bulls keep this one they're keeping within 9 at the very least. You see what I'm saying? The Bulls covering this game, my guys. I like the Bulls here, plus the 10.5, top play today. And you know what? I'm gonna sprinkle on the first half as well, plus the 6, because if the Bulls are coming out getting smoked, they likely won't come back in the second half here. So I hadn't did it yet. It's Bulls plus 10.5 right now. I'm pretty sure I'm putting a half unit on Bulls first half as well. It's either they come out well and come out with something new, a new type of system, like you said, Shark, a different type of scheme as well. You can't come out here and get down by double digits at the half, because then you might get smacked up by 30 points. But I see this being a close game throughout, Shark. With the Bucks maybe winning in a close one, but I wouldn't be surprised to see the Bulls kind of pull off upset. But it doesn't matter. We're getting 10.5. I think they keep it close in this one, Shark. And like I say, psychologically, when you've lost 4 to them, this Game 1 is everything for the Bulls. Everything. You see what I'm saying? You got to come out here and at least show that you can hang with them. DeRozan and the boys, it's playoff time now. He's had a week of rest, Shark. And the last thing I'll say about this one, maybe those guys are starting to run out of gas after playing so many games, tough games in a row. Now they've actually had a week off. They're fresh. Caruso going back over there. Let's go with it, man. I like the Bulls here, plus the 4, plus the 10.5. It's the top play of the day, Shark. Let's cash it, my guys. Bounce back, Jay. Last game up. Let's go over here to the streets of Phoenix here. They're laying 10.5 versus the Pelicans, man. This one's going to be a tough game because this is one with a double-digit favorite. They're probably going to be focused here, Shark. I'm talking about they probably going to be like, let's lay the smack down. What you think about this one?
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree. This is the polar opposite environment that we've seen with the Milwaukee Bucks laying down in Game 1. Chris Paul and Phoenix do not lay down in Game 1. They cover Game 1. They were 4-0 Game 1 last year in the playoffs. They hammered the Lakers in Game 1. Remember, the Lakers actually made the playoffs last year in the first round, and they did get beat down -2.5, 99-90 in Game 1 in the first round. Then they hammered Denver, covered against the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals Game 1, 120-114 on a 4.5. And then in the finals, they did hammer the Bucks in Game 1, 118-105. And of course, this is just a mentality. It's Chris Paul. It's Devin Booker. I mean, we talk about this all season. It's not just Chris Paul. It's Devin Booker. Devin Booker's dad, Melvin Booker, played D1A basketball. He crafted a young assassin. And you pair this guy with Chris Paul, it's just like putting Karl Anthony Towns with Patrick Beverley. It's perfect psychological management by the general manager. It's fantastic stuff. And this is exactly why the Phoenix Suns have gone from a bottom feeder to the favorite to win the championship in a very quick 2 seasons. I will mention that, a very quick 2 seasons. Very fast rise. And it's because of the general manager putting the right guys on the court together. And it's all psychological. Phoenix likes to come out in Game 1. Pelicans are in a tough spot. Pelicans just had a huge emotional victory. Anybody who saw that speech by who was it, Willie Green in the group. I mean, that was the challenge of the season. Show us what you got. You got 1 quarter to play ball. It was a historically solid, above average speech. But
that shit fired me up. That shit fired me up. Sorry, I wish I could play this shit right now.
No doubt. But the question you ask yourself is, coming off that, effectively a game 7, one off, 1 quarter to win your season, or else you go home for the summer. Do you come into Phoenix against a really top tier opponent and bring it and cover a spread? I don't know. If you go through the season this year, 3 of the games were right around this number. Phoenix did beat them by 12, 13, and 16. Pelicans did get them. You had this play, Jay. Pelicans got them on the road, 117-102. I'm not sure how much that applies here. 9 p.m., 6 o'clock Pacific. Weird tip time. I would lean Phoenix with a free play here. Could be close, could be not. I don't really have a great lean, but I would lean Phoenix here.
Yeah, it's a tough game for me, man. You made some great points with the Pelicans. It's not necessarily the same. The Timberwolves, right? We thought that they could have been an emotional letdown from them. They had only played 1 game to get there, though, even though they did a little bit partying. The Pelicans, like you said, you got to win 2 games, and you coming off that game 7 huge comeback win versus the Clippers could be a lot more draining as well. So it is a little bit different dynamic than that Timberwolves there. This is one where I could see the favorite clean them up. Not a big fan of laying double digits in playoffs, but this is one. I mean, obviously with the number 1 seed, the team that we possibly see winning the championship, I bet them -130 to win the West. I don't see any team in the West fucking with them. It's just if they can get past the East this year. But I think that the championship is coming out of the West this year. And I think it's the Suns. I believe that, I mean, obviously they're favorites, but I do believe that, I mean, they're favored for a reason. You don't see a lot of plus money. No, they're favored. There's minus money, and there's a reason for that. The Suns will likely win the championship, and it starts with nights like tonight, Shark. You got to come out and send a message to teams, to the rest of the NBA. We're not fucking around. We're going to be there at the end. You see what I'm saying? So this is a tough game for me. I do think there will be spots to take the Pelicans in this one, but with this one coming off the 2 basically game 7s, had to lay it all out there. I'm staying off this game, my guys. It's one top look for me today. Real quick, got plenty of shirts, man. NbaTalkWithJay at Gmail. And we working on some special announcement. We're working on some Jay and Shark collab shirts. You see what I'm saying? So if you want to support both of us, my guys, we got a shirt coming out here soon. Should be about a week for sure. Still working on the design. The J Money and the Shark shirts collaboration is coming soon, my guys. I hope you guys fuck with us on that. But let's get to some free picks today, Shark. Let's get into it, man. It's bounce back day. It's Sunday. This is what we do, man. Sunday is for the sharps. You dig what I'm saying? What we liking, Shark?
As you said, Sundays are for the sharps. April 17, 2022, 3 top plays for me. Hawks first quarter +2, first half +4. All situational dynamics, fading a team off a 7-day layoff. Revenge game Hawks in flow, coming off an impressive win, and also a lackluster first quarter in Cleveland. I think they bounced back off that and showcase what they did early last year in the playoffs on weekend games at Knicks and Philly. And of course, an alignment play, J Money and the Shark. Merchandise coming out next week. Top t-shirts, top plays. Chicago Bulls buy hat engaged +10.5. 1 unit, 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central. Game 1 of the 2022 Eastern playoffs. It is a beautiful Sunday. J Money, close them out. An opportunity to dominate. A pleasure as always.
Yeah, David as well. Can't forget about you, David, in the chat for the $50 tip as well. Everybody in the chat, that I knew that no one would like the play, guys. So I always say, if you don't love a play, absolutely love a play, you don't have to blindly ride with us, tell with us, and then, you know what I'm saying, get mad or be talking shit. If you want to ride with us, let's cash. It's all positive vibes. If you don't like the play, always this discretion. We're not making you take a single thing. We know the Bulls, they've been bad. They've been on the downward trajectory. They've had a week off to prepare for this game, 4 times revenge game. We do think that they will bring enough here scheme-wise and offense to cover this spread. We're not even asking them to win. They're getting 10.5 points, guys. What are we doing? So I just want to say that we're not making you bet anything, but I'm taking the Bulls here plus the 10.5. It's our money. We can do what we want with ours. We won't tell you what to do with yours, but we're trying to cash, and we're trying to go back and get the bookies money the next day. Top shirts, top picks. Let's get some cash, man. Bulls plus the 10.5, and I'm also making a small play on Bulls plus the 6 on the first half as well, man. Let's get some cash. We're going 2-0. We're going 3-0 one time for the one time. Shark cash in this place as well. Let's get some cash, guys. We out.